I just went on a 3-day trip to Da Nang, so if you're living in Vietnam and teaching English here and want a good place to go travel, or you're just coming to Vietnam for a trip, in this video I'm going to show you what you can do in Da Nang, places you can visit, and foods you can eat. I'm Alex from Ninja Teacher, where we help you start teaching English in Vietnam, so let's get into the video. So the first thing I did in Da Nang is go get some mi wang, which is a noodle dish which is famous in central Vietnam. It's really delicious. Basically, it's a noodle dish, but it's not quite a noodle soup. It's got a little bit of broth, and with that it's got peanuts, and you can either get it with pork and shrimp, or you can get a chicken version or beef version. And you can add herbs in, and then of course the best part is the chili jam. So you put some of this chili jam on, it's sweet, really good. The broth is really delicious, and yeah, mi wang is just one of my favorite dishes. It's awesome. You got to try it when you're in central Vietnam. Just pick any local mi wang spot and you can't go wrong. Another dish you can get in central Vietnam, which is just simple but delicious, is cơm gà, and that's rice and chicken. So it's simple, but also if you get it with the chili jam, I don't even know if you're supposed to have it with chili jam, but whenever they have it available, I just throw it on there as well. Really good, tasty, simple, but a good dish. And then another one of my favorite dishes is bun xeo, which is a delicious, crispy, pancake-like savory dish, which often has shrimp inside, sometimes some pork, bean sprouts, and you usually break it up and you can roll it in spring rolls and dip it in the fish sauce, which is nuoc mam. And I also had bánh chưng, which is a Vietnamese dish which is usually just made around the holidays. It's made out of rice with meat in the middle. I actually made a video about the process with someone who makes it a while back, so you can check that out if you're interested, but had that as well. It's quite rich, but also really tasty. So when you're in Da Nang, the beaches are great. So you can go to My Khe Beach, which is the main beach in Da Nang. A lot of Vietnamese people prefer not to be in the direct sunlight to protect their skin. So actually during the daytime, when it's sunny, it's not too crowded, mostly just foreign tourists. And then it does get a bit more crowded right at sunset and sunrise when people are going to swim at the beach. But really nice beaches, and you can get deck chairs on the beach. There's a lot of cafes and restaurants along the beachfront, so if you want to get a drink or something to eat right on the beach, I recommend getting a coconut. I always try and get a coconut wherever I go, and they're available. It's just the best thing to drink when you're at the beach, and in general, to be honest, in Vietnam. So I was actually in Da Nang for the Tet holiday, which is the Lunar New Year in Vietnam. So actually there are some places that are closed during that time, so just be aware of that. There was a more limited selection of restaurants to choose from, but there's still enough open that you can get everything that you need. I arrived just after the Lunar New Year, so I would have missed that if they did have one this year, but there were a few small fireworks randomly happening around the place. By the river you could see some decorations for Year of the Horse and some flowers, so it's a nice place to walk around during that time. And I saw a lion dance happening. It's a traditional dance where people are wearing a costume and are standing on stilts and do this kind of performance. Really fun to watch, so worth seeing if you can. There are also loads of brunch spots in Da Nang, places where you can get health food, all sorts of things. So I've got some avocado on toast with eggs. There's just lots of places like that. If you do a Google search, you'll find tons of different options, especially if you're staying in the My An area. My An is basically where a lot of tourists end up staying, but for a reason. There's lots of good restaurants and cafes in that area, and it is close to the beach as well. So if you want to be sort of central, that can be a good place to stay. One of my favorite places in Da Nang is the Son Tra Peninsula. It's only about 15 minutes away from the center of Da Nang, and you can just go rent a bike, take a lovely motorbike ride along the peninsula. The views are absolutely beautiful, and if you get to basically the top of the peninsula, you see an amazing view of Da Nang. It's also where the Linh Ung Pagoda is. It's known as the Lady Buddha statue. It's the big statue that you can see in Da Nang. But for me, just riding along there and seeing the views is one of my favorite things about Da Nang. And if you go around sunset, you can see all the lights coming on over the city. It's really beautiful. You might see some monkeys. So yeah, definitely worth doing when you're there. I then went to the fishing port, which is another great spot to go for a nice view. You'll see all the fishing boats waiting there when they're not out at sea, because of course Da Nang is a coastal city, so there's a lot of fishing and seafood in Da Nang. And I've been there before and seen quite a few boats, but this time I went and there were dozens, if not hundreds of them. I think because of Tet, everyone was not working, so it was the most boats I've ever seen there. And I swear this is not AI generated. The boats just go on as far as you can see. So this is right at the end of the Han River where it goes into the ocean. So if you want to find it, just search fishing ports and it'll pop up on Google Maps. I also went to Tien Sa Beach, which is actually on the other side of Sun Tra Peninsula. So it's a good spot for the sunset because actually Mi Ke Beach is a sunrise spot. So if you want to catch the sunset, going to the other side is a good way to see it. This time there were clouds, so no sunset, but it is a really nice beach. It can be a good spot to go if you just want to get a little drink or beer or something like that at the cafe that's right on the beach there. It's a cute little beach, a nice spot if you want to go spend the day there, spend some time at the beach and also get something to drink. And then of course there's the Dragon Bridge, so you can go down to the river and see the Dragon Bridge. It changes color, really beautiful to see at nighttime. I think on Saturdays and Sundays it breathes fire. I don't know if it still does that, I wasn't there on those days, but the whole area is really nice. You can walk along the promenade, along the river. There's often little stalls there where you can sit and have a drink looking out over the river. There'll be some street food options around there so you can get a snack. It's always nice to see the Dragon Bridge, and it's obviously a really well-known site in Da Nang and worth going to see if you're there. And if you're in the mood for something other than Vietnamese food, there's lots of international restaurants. I went and grabbed a burger at a place called Chops. It was pretty good, and I'd also recommend Bikini Bottom as another spot for burgers. One other area that's worth mentioning if you prefer to be a little bit further away from the tourist hotspot in My An, then you can go a little bit further north to the Son Tra area, just before Son Tra Peninsula. And the beaches here are a little bit more quiet. You can also see all the fishing boats over there and have a nice view of the peninsula. And it's just a little bit quieter around there. There's some new hotels that are going up. So if you prefer to be a little bit further away in a quieter area, then Son Tra can be a nice area to stay in, so worth mentioning that as well. So that just about wraps it up for this video about my trip to Da Nang. If you're interested in moving to Vietnam to teach English and live here, get in touch with us at ninjateacher.com. And if you'd like to see more videos about living and teaching English in Vietnam and travel videos, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more videos. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.